level 69 upgrade. So for today I'm going to be installing T-Bone Racing's Wheelie Bar. Believe me guys, this is something I've been wanting to get for quite some time, mainly due to the fact that it's just so much stronger than the Traxxas Wheelie Bar. But before I get this done, I have to take care of something first. So you'll notice that for the battery strap-on, I only have one post in there. The reason why is I had to take one out and install it on Saberwolf, my backslash conversion. So I did have to go buy a whole new battery kit just so I can get another one of these posts. But now that I have that, I can finally replace it. With this taken care of, I can now get on to the upgrade. So, now I gotta go ahead and take off the old Wheelie Bar Mount. Thankfully, it's only held in with 4 screws. We have 2 on this side, and of course, 2 on this side. As I remove the screws, you can see that there is this big gaping hole in between the rear bumper and the Wheelie Bar Mount. Thankfully, RPM did include the spacers, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put these spacers in place of the old Wheelie Bar. So with the rear bumper taken care of, I can go ahead and throw away the old Wheelie Bar. These things I've always hated. Traxxas made a really flimsy design, and even though the aluminum wheels look good, they can take one heck of a beating. Not to mention, these rubber tires can come off so easily. They do sell replacements, but they're not exactly cheap. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and toss that. Anyways, let's go ahead and open up the new Wheelie Bar. Okay, go ahead and cut it open. We have the instructions, of course. We have the wheels, which, wow, these things are huge. They do got a very good spin, and this is made out of a very strong rubber. I like it. And then, of course, we have some hardware as well as the mount itself. And yeah, I have to say, I really do like this plastic. This is durable. It's not gonna break like the Traxxas one. So let's go ahead and get it installed. So normally this is a very easy, quick installation. All you have to do is flip the RC over, remove these 4 big screws, line up the Wheelie Bar, and then install it using the longer screws they include. However, it's not gonna be so easy for me. When I line up the Wheelie Bar, you can see that it doesn't fit because of the RPM Wheelie Bar Mount. I don't want to get rid of this mount because if I do, I'm going to lose the RPM bumper. I don't want to lose this bumper. So I'm going to go ahead and jerry-rig it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove these 2 screws only. I'm going to shift this whole Wheelie Bar back, just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and reinstall those 2 screws. So to make things vastly more easy for me, because all this is incredibly cramped due to the RPM transmission and the use of nuts on top instead of it going into the case itself, I'm going to start off by removing the motor. First thing first, I need to go ahead and unplug it. Then I'm going to go ahead and undo the gear cover. It's held on with 2 screws, one up here and then one down here. Now, in order to remove the motor, I'm going to have to undo the pinion, which is held in with a single grub screw. Loosen that up, slide that out, put that off to the side, and then undo the 2 screws that hold down the motor to the motor mount. Now I can go ahead and pull out the motor and set that off to the side. And now I can go ahead and unscrew these back screws that are held in with a nut. So before I attach the Wheelie Bar, I'm going to go ahead and install the wheels onto the Wheelie Bar. And as you can see, there are holes on there that you just got to line everything up. And then I'm just going to use the screw and nuts that are included in the hardware. So, as you can see, just attaching 2 screws to the Wheelie Bar is going to make this thing rather flimsy. I want a little bit more extra support. Now on this side, the gear cover is going to interfere with the screw going through the chassis. But on this side, I have plenty of room to drill a hole through the chassis and then attach another screw and nut. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to line this up and then drill this hole out. Alright, with that taken care of, I can go ahead and install the Wheelie Bar using 3 screws and nuts. With all 3 screws installed, you can see that the Wheelie Bar is incredibly secure, even just with 3 screws, which I'm very relieved about. Now, I can go ahead and reinstall the motor. So I'm just going to line it back up in the transmission, reinstall the 2 screws, as well as the pinion gear and the gear cover. And of course, I got to remember to plug the motor back into the ESC. There, of course, is the final result, guys. I have to say, this looks pretty darn good. In fact, I love how the RPM rear bumper just perfectly aligns with the wheels. And even though there's only 3 screws, I can tell that it's not even going to be an issue. The majority of the time, the wheelie bar is going to be working in this direction, not that direction. So it looks like this little jerry rig is going to hold up together just fine. Does kind of bother me that it looks like that, but how often do you look at the bottom of an RC? And of course, before I end this video, I have to give a huge shout out to everyone who's helped me on Patreon. Because of you guys, this upgrade was possible. And that was Demon's level 69 upgrade.